Live from WTOC, the Southeast News leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Well, we'd like to wish you all a happy Friday. Thanks for joining us here for the news on WTOC Plus. I'm digital anchor Jude Binkley. Over the New Year's travel period, Georgia State Patrol and other law enforcement agencies across the state stayed pretty busy. According to the Georgia Department of Public Safety, officers made 125 DUI arrests and cited 163 drivers for not wearing their seatbelts. Statewide, authorities responded to 57 crashes, resulting in 2 fatalities and 20 injuries. The Georgia DPS says the numbers include reports from all law enforcement agencies statewide. We'd like to take a live look now at Capitol Hill on your right. Actually, really nice scene in our nation's capital. You can see that sun poking through the clouds, a little bit of orange in the background. And this month, the U.S. House of Representatives is expected to vote on a bill that could help keep health care affordable for many families. It all comes as tax credits that reduce the cost of health care for millions of Americans have officially expired, causing insurance premiums to skyrocket. Niamani Watson with our sister station in Atlanta has more on how families are already feeling that impact.
Some people are seeing their premiums more than triple for this month, and because of this, one mother says she's not sure how she'll be able to pay her other bills. The subsidies were a part of the Affordable Care Act and were enhanced during the COVID-19 pandemic. It helped lower premiums for people and families who don't qualify for Medicaid or Medicare or who lack employer coverage. The issue forced the country's longest government shutdown last year. Teresa Acosta, who's a single mother, relies on the credits to afford insurance for herself and her 2 sons. Her daughter's insurance is covered through her college. Acosta says her monthly premium went from $80 in December to $520 for January coverage. She says she's looked into less expensive plans, but couldn't find one that would meet the needs of one of her sons who has type 1 diabetes.
I don't know what we're going to do. I have asked my kids that can work to get a job to help me pay for things like car insurance that otherwise I would have been able to do by myself.
The bill the House is expected to vote on could extend the credits by 3 years. Reporting from downtown Atlanta, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.
And lawmakers face another huge hurdle when they return to the nation's capital on Monday, passing a full budget. You will remember last year the government shut down for the longest period in American history. Lawmakers were only able to agree on a temporary spending plan, and now another possible shutdown looms. They have until January 30th to officially strike a deal. Congress is set to reconvene on Monday. You'll also remember the shutdown was all over healthcare costs. Also happening on Monday, Marjorie Taylor Greene's last day as a Georgia State representative. Greene announced back in November she'll be resigning from her District 14 seat effective Monday, January 5th. The Congresswoman says she stepped down to avoid a hurtful primary. President Donald Trump said he would have backed a challenger against her. Well, new changes to the country's National Parks Pass are now in effect, targeting people who aim to visit our country's landmarks from abroad. The America the Beautiful passes now cost $250 for foreign tourists. It's the same annual pass that still costs $80 for U.S. residents. Foreign visitors will also have to pay a $100 fee on top of the standard entrance fee to enter 11 of the most visited national parks. There have also been some changes to the fee-free holidays, and they are only free for U.S. residents. We do have another reminder for you this afternoon. In the first week of 2026, the new year is bringing new laws for the state of Georgia that could impact your home or your money. First off, the state income tax will once again drop. It's falling from 5.19% to 5.09%. It's all part of a plan to get it under 5% by 2027. And if you own a home, a new law could help if it's damaged by a natural disaster. Georgians are now allowed to open a catastrophe savings account. One of the bill's sponsors says it allows homeowners to pay for the cost of repairs that are not covered by insurance.
And to feel comfortable going with a higher deductible on their homeowner's insurance to get that homeowner's insurance premium down.
And speaking of insurance, companies are now required to give policyholders a 60-day notice before any policies are terminated instead of 30 days. Lastly, private property owners can now boot trespassing cars, but only in the cities that allow booting. The property owners are required to post warnings as well. In health news, for the first time in more than 30 years, the U.S. has surpassed more than 2,000 measles cases. That's according to new data from the Centers for Disease Control. The last time more than 2,000 cases were reported in 1 year was back in 1992. Ongoing outbreaks, including the one in South Carolina, continue to add dozens of cases each week. Measles has been considered eliminated in the U.S. since 2000. However, the country is at risk of losing that elimination status if cases continue to grow through late July. It's a critical part of overall health, but many people overlook their mental and emotional well-being. With the new year, experts are urging everyone to renew their focus on this important part of health, which affects how we all think, feel, and act. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a psychiatrist about how to make mental health a priority in 2026.
When you're sick, you take care of your body. But what about your mind?
We live in very perilous times with lots of stressors around us.
Psychiatrist Dr. Selma Tanovic with El Camino Health says mental health is just as important as physical health, and not to think of them as separate entities, instead to think of both as one.
Taking care of your body, of your physical body, can also help taking care of your minds.
Tanovic says that means eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, getting enough good quality sleep, all can help overall health.
People who have been exposed to chronic stress not only can develop mental health conditions, but they can also develop different physical conditions such as high blood pressure, heart conditions, and other metabolic abnormalities.
Other ways to prioritize mental health in 2026: stay socially connected. Tanovic says we're social beings and need others, and engage in healthy hobbies. She says it helps our brains process stress, especially ones with repetitive movements like knitting. And in a busy world, listen to your body and set your own pace.
It's okay to stop, and it's okay to make a break, and it's okay to go slowly at times when it's needed.
Finally, Tanovic says to recognize when you need mental health help and see a doctor.
What is important to know is that there is no shame.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Turning now to consumer news, vehicle thefts in the U.S. declined in the first half of 2025. That's according to the National Insurance Crime Bureau. CBS's Kristen Lazar shows us how more drivers are making their cars too hard to steal. Take a look.
My heart dropped. I knew it was gone.
Natalie Linez described the July morning when she looked out her Los Angeles apartment window and saw her Jeep wasn't parked where she left it.
I remember locking it and checking the door because there's so many robberies here. It was parked right here.
Her Rubicon was parked on a fairly quiet street, and none of Natalie's neighbors saw or heard anything.
How did someone steal the vehicle without anyone knowing and get away with it?
Natalie's Jeep has never been found.
They said to get a kill switch.
Natalie shared advice she got from police on her social media, starting with a kill switch designed to stop a car thief who gets inside your car from going any further.
It prevents the car from starting unless you know how to disable the kill switch.
Mayor Barsano with Simon Stereo showed us how a kill switch works.
Put the key in the ignition, try to crank it, it's dead.
Just doesn't start.
Yeah, because of the kill switch.
That kill switch is hidden from thieves. In this case, it's inside the control stick that powers the high beams.
All I have to do is hold the high beam, then the car starts.
And only you, as the owner of the car, know where it is.
Correct. Me and our shop that installed it.
Barsano says many customers also get a GPS tracker. He says it's smart to install one even if your car already has a factory GPS.
It's directly tied to the battery of the vehicle. If I would disconnect the battery of the vehicle, then the GPS would stop showing you where it is. Whereas on mine, you have a 3-day backup battery on it. So if someone were to disconnect the battery of the vehicle, this would still show you live location for 36 hours after.
So even if the thieves managed to swipe your car while it was already running, once you locate them with that GPS tracker, you can activate the switch. And if they turn off the engine, they won't be able to restart the car. Natalie got a simple AirTag for her new car and a Faraday pouch that blocks electromagnetic signals, preventing thieves from amplifying a key fob signal to steal the car.
If there's any control that we do have, let's take it back.
Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Turning now to state news, a convenience store industry trailblazer and the longtime CEO of Atlanta-based Racetrack has died. Carl Bolch Jr. passed away the day after Christmas at 82 years old. Racetrack was founded by his father in 1934. Bolch later led the company for 50 years and grew it from 100 stores to more than 500. According to Forbes, it's now the third largest private company in Georgia and the 22nd largest in the United States. And job cuts are coming to one of Georgia's largest employers. Coca-Cola is starting the new year by slashing 75 jobs. Online filings show the cuts will be made official on February 28th. Right now, it is unclear which positions are being impacted by the layoffs. It all comes as the company's COO prepares to succeed the current CEO. In sports news, it will go down as one of the best games in college football playoff history, but it certainly wasn't the result that the Georgia Bulldogs faithful were hoping for. Sports reporter Avery Braxton with our sister station gives us reactions from a frustrated UGA team.
Turns out it is, in fact, hard to beat a team a second time. Ole Miss upsets Georgia 39-34 in the postseason rematch. A season that had 12 wins and an SEC championship ends in a quarterfinal upset after a bye and bitter disappointment.
You just gotta take it like a man. As a man, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but it's just how you respond. You just feel bad for the seniors and things like that because it's their last ride, but you just gotta take it like a man.
Hard for our team. We had a lot of camaraderie with the locker room and guys in the team. We all fought for each other and things like that, and we had a pretty good season, man. We have a season to be proud of, even though we didn't get the outcome that we wanted. But just ready to get back to work.
They made, more plays than we did. And I got to be honest, that's part of football. They made more and out-executed us, out-coached us, outplayed us. But I enjoyed that game and that atmosphere. I am proud of our team. I'm sick that we lost. And there's things I would love to go back and do differently, but I'm just so proud of the way our guys competed when down 10.
Georgia becomes the third team in 2025 to have the first-round bye and then fall in a quarterfinal upset. They are now 0-2 in the Sugar Bowl in consecutive tries in the era of the 12-team college football playoff. From New Orleans, Avery Braxton, Atlanta News First.
And those four teams remaining in the college football playoff are Indiana, Oregon, Ole Miss, and Miami. Who would have guessed that even at the start of the season? Well, after 40 years on air, MTV's music-only channels are now a thing of the past. Those channels around the world, from the UK to Ireland, France, Australia, and Brazil, went dark last night. And it ended just as it began with the music video, Video Killed the Radio Star, playing. The music channel is still on the air in the United States. However, it recently canceled the popular shows Catfish and Ridiculousness. All right, this is an interesting one. If you rang in the new year with a kiss, you took part in a tradition millions of years in the making. Scientists now say the origins of kissing go back much further than most people think. CBS's Tina Kraus has the story.
Kiss me once.
It's the classic romantic moment on the big screen, and sometimes just as unforgettable in real life.
Go on then.
Tony and Christine Lewis still remember their first kiss in England.
Oh yeah, it was quite romantic, and 40 years later we're still here, so that's pretty good.
It turns out the tradition of locking lips isn't just for people.
So if they're kissing after an argument...
Evolutionary biologist Dr. Matilda Brindle says kissing is surprisingly common in the animal world.
gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, and orangutans all seem to kiss at least some of the time. And this extends even past the primates as well. So you have animals like polar bears or prairie dogs, and even albatrosses kiss each other.
A new UK study suggests kissing dates back more than 21 million years, and that Neanderthals, our ancient human relatives, probably did it too. Dr. Brindle says with no obvious survival or reproductive benefit, the shared habit remains an evolutionary mystery.
It's really not a very hygienic behavior, is it? You're literally sharing your saliva with another individual. We know that we can transmit diseases that way. And that actually, to me, just makes it all the more compelling that this is an evolved trait.
British researchers hope this intimate insight will spark more studies into why we and so many other animals kiss. Until then, couples say they'll keep puckering up, no matter what science says. Tina Krause, CBS News, London.
All right, well, let's end this week with some good news. 5 Atlantic right whale calves were born over the past week. That's according to the international nonprofit Oceana. It brings the total number of new calves this season to 14. Now, WTOC has done some extensive coverage on the North Atlantic right whales who migrate down the east coast to the waters off the coasts of the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida every year. Oceana says there are only around 380 Atlantic right whales remaining, and the species is critically endangered, so each new calf represents hope for the whale's future. And with that, we are going to wrap things up here for the news on WTOC Plus. We appreciate y'all spending part of your Friday afternoon with us. Happy New Year to end out this first, I guess, short week of 2026, not the first full week. But with that, we are going to be back in just about 40 minutes with Welcome to Our Community with Dawn Baker at 3 o'clock. And in the meantime, you can always head on over to our website to catch the latest at WTOC.com. Thanks for watching, and here's Local News Live.